Hi everyone, Eric Nelson here once again, and thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. For today, I am back with another book review on J. Conrad's The Space Between Worlds. Now, before I get into the review, I do have to mention that this is actually part 2 of a series. So, in order to fully understand this book, I highly recommend that you read J. Conrad's first book of the series, which is actually called Lake. Uh, Lake Kierwick, and I actually did a review on my YouTube channel of that book, and of course I write the reviews on Amazon and Goodreads as well. So if you want to go, and I actually released that review in 2013, so it's one of my earlier reviews. So if you want to go back, to the early videos, it's called Lake Kierwick Book Review. So if you want to head over there, or if not, I can just give you guys a brief description, so that you can fully understand this review, which is the Space Between Worlds book. So in short, in Lake Kierwick, it is about two friends, Bridget and Selena, who find a certain pendant, and they seem to have some knowledge of it, but they're not fully aware of why they have that knowledge of that certain pendant. So they go on a little they go on a little what I like to call a deja vu journey to find out where it came from. Well, in some way, and I won't reveal how, but they end up in a different time zone in Wales, and then as they try to find out where the pendant came from and how they got to this certain time zone, they come across a man named Paul who aid them into finding out the pendant's origin, as well as how they came into that certain time zone. Well, it turns out that Paul is actually a backstabber, and that this of course comes into the events of this book, these Space Between Worlds. Now, it turns out that Bridget and Selena have come back to their own time and their own setting from Wales, and they have an artifact that is worth, in my opinion, not only a fortune, but worth probably a lot of lives. And not only do they have that artifact, but they also have a lot of knowledge of Wales and its ancient knowledge, and they try to use it to their advantage as well as to aid people. But of course, the quote unquote mysterious man Paul is still on their tail. How is he still on their how is he still on their tail, since he was from a different time zone and now they are back? Well, once again, I'm not going to reveal how. And the idea of time travel, it's sort of questioned in the first book. So, as I said before, you really have to read Lake Kierwick in order to fully understand. And I know I keep saying that, but since this is a part of a series, it's really best if you read the first one. It's sort of like well, maybe not exactly like Indiana Jones, because Indiana Jones had to different storylines, but it would be like seeing the second Ghostbusters first and then the first one second. So, or like in any movie or in any series. So anyway, as they try to keep that artifact from the quote unquote mysterious man Paul, one of the friends realizes that there is a strong connection between the other one and with Paul. Now, who is that? I'm not going to reveal who, but since I just said that Paul turned out to be a backstabber in the first one, a backstabbing between two friends is probably just as painful, if not even more painful. So it really puts their friendship to the ultimate test, and it really shows just how. I mean, in my opinion, I mean, to just from reading the first book, I think that Jay Conrad is a really talented writer because not only does she create a lot of unique settings, but a lot of unique characters as well, and that's really hard to pull off because you put in a lot of time and energy in one part, which is like a setting or characters or plot lines, but here she's able to put in a lot of time and energy for everything, and that takes a lot of talent and a lot of hard work. And it's just entertaining to see. I mean, it's entertaining to read, but it's also pretty refreshing to see that you get the whole package or every single piece of a pie when it comes to reading a really great book. So you can get this book anywhere, Amazon or anywhere else, and I hope to see you all at the bookstore or the iBookstore.